Hello students, shall we move to the lesson today? Today in Unit 1 Electrostatics, we are going to see the episode 5. Let's move on to the electric dipole. What do you mean by this electric dipole? See, this is a negative charge and this is a positive charge. Is it so? We all have even in our homes. We have. If you saw a tube light, you can see one side of the tube light you will have a negative charge and one side of the tube light you will have a positive charge. You can see all this in the plug holders also. The current will pass only if the line have the positive or the negative. Here, what do you mean by this electric dipole? This is the electric dipole. Even in each and every electric connections, we will have an electric dipole, and if two equal and opposite charges, this minus q and plus q are equal but opposite charges, separated by a small distance. That means from the midpoint, this is one A and this is another A. So here we use 2A. Two equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance constitute an electric dipole. Now let's consider two equal and opposite point charges. One is plus q and another one is minus q, that are separated by a distance 2A as shown in the figure. The electric dipole moment is defined as del P, which is equal to QR plus vector minus QR minus vector. Here R is the distance referred as A. Then here R plus is the position vector of plus q from the origin and R minus is the position vector of the minus q from the origin. The electric dipole moment vector lies along the line joining the two charges and they are directed from minus q to plus q. That we all know, because now only we finished the electric lines of forces. The SI unit of dipole moment is Coulomb meter, Cm. Let's see what is the electric dipole moment. The electric dipole moment P vector is equal to summation n I is equal to 1 qi into ri vector. Now let's move to the electric field due to a dipole. I think you all have an idea about the dipole. If you have any doubts, please send. Okay, that's not a problem. Now let's see two cases here. First one, the electric field due to an electric dipole at a point on the axial line. What do you mean by this axial line? Let me show a picture. See, this is the axial line. Let's see here. This point is A and it have the charge minus q, and this point is B and it have the charge plus q. Between this A and B there is a midpoint which is denoted by O, and as we know about the dipole, we have the distance from A to O, A small a, and from B to small O we have another small a. So the distance between the A and B is 2A. Then this is the path of the charge. Okay, this charge moves from AB to C. This is the charge distribution. Then now we are informed with the distance. That means from O to R, the distance between the O to C, the distance between them are small r, but we already know the distance between the O and B is small a and A and O is small a. Okay. I think now you have the clear idea about the diagram. Let's move to the answers. Consider an electric dipole which is placed on an x-axis as shown in the figure. Now, a point C is located at a distance from R from the midpoint O of the dipole along the axial line. Then, the electric field at a point C due to plus Q. Now, we are going to see the electric field at a point C due to this plus Q. That means the distance from B to C. What may be? It is E plus vector is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R minus A the whole square into P cap. Why we get here R minus K? Let me explain. See, we don't have the distance from B to C particularly. Okay, so we have the distance from O to C. We have the full length R and we subtract the distance from O to B. That's why the full length is R and we are going to subtract the distance from O to B from this. Actually, we have to find the distance between the B and C, but we don't have. That's why we are doing this by a subtraction. Then next one, electric field at a point due to minus point C due to minus Q. Here P vector is the electric dipole moment unit vector from minus Q to plus Q. Let us find the electric field at a point C due to minus Q, which is E vector is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q divided by R plus A the whole square. Here also one question will be from your mind. Why we add here? Because we have the distance O to C, that's R, but we have to find the distance from A to C. That's why we had A and the distance from A to O, and we also add the distance from O to C. That's why R plus A the whole square. Is it easy? This one is a very important question. Okay. Now, since plus Q is located closer to the point C, then minus Q is equal to, which is E plus vector is greater than E minus vector. The total electric field at a point C is calculated using the superposition principle of the electric field. I know you all know about this superposition principle very well. Let me put the values. E total is equal to E plus vector plus E minus vector. Can you add all the values? Right. But we know E minus vector is a negative value. So we put E plus vector minus E minus vector. That's why 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q by R minus A the whole square into P cap minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R plus A the whole square. This is the third equation. Now, taking 1 by 4 Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 as a common, we have 1 by R minus A the whole square minus 1 by R plus A the whole square. Using a binomial value, you can substitute this as 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q by R plus A the whole square into R minus A the whole square. If you summation the whole term, then you will get 4 into RA. I think you all know about that. Is it so? Yeah. I will explain this in your classes. Okay. Then if the point C is very far away from the dipole, because we know the point C was very far away from the dipole from A to B, which is R is very much greater than A, we can neglect the term A. So under this limit, the term R square minus A square, the whole square is equal to R power 4. We can neglect the term A square. So we have R square only, and we also have a square here. So R power 4. See students, if you put this R plus A the whole square here and R minus A the whole square here, if you use the A minus B the whole square formula and A plus B the whole square formula here, and we have to substitute all the values. That means R minus A the whole square and R plus A the whole square, and then if you subtract the terms which have negative values, and then you will get the 4RA. It's easy for you. I will explain you. Then E total is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into 4 A cube divided by R cube, because we cancel 1 R in the upper region and the R power from the R power 4 we cancel 1 R. That's why we have 4 A cube divided by R cube into P cap. We know already R is very much greater than A. Then we are going to substitute the value 2A cube into P cap is equal to P vector. That means the dipole moment value, we put E total is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 2P. Instead of 4A cube, we substitute this 4A cube as 2 into 2A cube. So we have this 2 here, and instead of 2A cube, we put 2P vector divided by R. I think you all learned that easily. Now let's move to the case 2. Electric field due to electric field dipole at a point on an equatorial plane. Let us consider a point C at a distance R from the midpoint O of the dipole on the equatorial plane as shown in the figure. Okay. Already in that first axial line we have A here with minus Q and B here with plus Q, but in the axial line we move to in this x axis, but here we have to move in the y axis, that means perpendicular to the plane. Since C is equidistant from A plus Q and minus Q, can you see? C is equidistant from plus Q and minus Q. The direction of E plus is along BC, right? The E plus is along BC and the E minus is along CA. E plus and E minus are resolved into two components here, because you can see here the E minus and the E plus are resolved into two components. What are they? One component parallel to the dipole axis and another component is perpendicular to the dipole axis. In first one, E plus into sin theta into E minus into sin theta are perpendicular components. E plus into cos theta and E minus into cos theta are perpendicular components. Here the perpendicular components cancel each other. So you can see this picture well. Okay, this each other, E plus sin theta and E minus sin theta cancel each other. The horizontal components in same direction will be added up to give total electric field. This E plus cos theta and E minus cos theta are added to give the total electric field. E plus total is equal to minus E plus modulus cos theta into P cap minus modulus E cap minus into cos theta into P cap. Therefore, E total vector is equal to minus 2 modulus of E plus vector into cos theta into P cap. The magnitudes E plus and E minus are same and are given E plus modulus is equal to E minus modulus is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q by R square plus A square. Because here we have only one distance R square and A square. We don't have that minus values like in the axial line. So substitute. By substituting equation 3 into equation 2, we are substituting the equation 3 in equation 2. Instead of E plus vector, we substitute this equation 3 in here. Then we will get E total is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 2q cos theta divided by R square plus A square into P cap. We cannot use the term as it comes. So, using the cosine law, okay, we put cos theta is equal to A divided by root of R square plus A square. We substitute the cos theta using the picture. A divided by root of R square. By substituting this in the equation, we get, instead of cos theta, we put A divided by root of R square plus A square. If you multiply that root of R square plus A square here, then you will get the value minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 2qa divided by R square plus A square, the whole bracket 3 by 2 P cap. Okay, right. Now, already we know P cap is equal, vector is equal to 2qa into P cap. Substituting this value, we get E total vector is equal to minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 P cap divided by R square plus A square, the whole 3 by 2. As at a very large distances, that is from R is very much greater than A, in equation we can neglect the term A. If you neglect the term, then you will have the value. Let me explain. E total is equal to minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 P cap divided by R square plus A square. Here we are going to neglect the word letter A. So P cap is equal to R square, the whole bracket 3 by 2. Using the binomial theorem, you can cut this, Pythagoras theorem, you can cut this square 2 and this 2, then you will get the power 3 here. So E total is equal to minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 P divided by R cube. Now, let's move to the next part of this lesson. Torque experienced by an electric dipole in the uniform electric field. Okay, students. Can any one of you tell me what is meant by torque? What do you mean by torque? Yeah. The torque is the moment which turns the action. Okay, which turns the action or which turns the charge here. Let me explain the picture first, then let's move to the subject. Here minus q and here plus Q. The charge is moving from A to B, as we know in the axial line also, and in the equator line also the charge is moving from A to B. If it moves from A to B, then we will have another charge from B to A. If both of them coincide with each other, then the total charge will be 0. So we have a torque moment here. That's why we use another path to move to the required or targeted place. Okay, let's move to the subject. Consider an electric dipole of a dipole moment P placed in a uniform electric field E, whose field lines are equally spaced and point in the same direction. This electric field line, in the electric field lines, the dipole is placed and the electric field lines are moving in a spaced in a same direction. The charge plus Q will experience a force plus QE vector in the direction of the field, and the charge minus Q will experience a force minus QE in the opposite direction. That's why I told here it's minus Q and here it's plus Q. Since the external field E is uniform, the total force acting on the dipole will become 0. So these two forces, that means the plus Q, the charge from the plus Q and charge from the minus Q, these two forces acting at different points will constitute a couple, and dipole experiences a torque, which is shown in the figure. Now this torque tends to rotate the dipole. Okay, the total torque on the dipole at the point Q is the main point. But note, electric field lines of a uniform field are equally spaced in the point in the same direction. So we get the torque moment tau is equal to OA into minus QE plus OB into QE. That means from O to A we get minus QE into minus QE, and from O to B into plus QE. It is found that the torque is perpendicular to the plane of the paper. Okay, it means plane of the paper, or from here plane of the paper, and it is directed into it. The magnitude of the total torque, which is equal to tau is equal to total torque tau is equal to modulus of QA into modulus of minus QE into sin theta plus modulus of QOB into modulus of QE into sin theta. While using this modulus, we can neglect this minus symbol, so we get tau is equal to QE into 2A sin theta. We have 2A sin theta. We put Q instead of this and E instead of this, and one for A and another for this QE, we put 2A. Here theta is the angle made by P vector with E vector. Since P is equal to AQ, we know we can substitute here P instead of 2QA. The torque is written in terms of vector product as tau is equal to P vector into E vector. The magnitude of this torque is tau is equal to PE sin theta, and which is maximum when theta is equal to 90 degree. Students, this torque tends to rotate the dipole and it aligns with the electric field E once P vector aligned with E vector, that means it aligns with the electric field, then the total torque on the dipole also becomes 0. Thank you. Actually, we have first 2 lessons for this examination. Probably let me give the question bank for this examination. Be ready for the term examinations.